This is a not. This is a
No,
not.
I want to look at these notes.
This is
No, okay. Where else dust's coming from? Is that just like a light coming into?
books about bug. I'll read them. This is a. This is a.
All these things are writing on it.
This
Like,
is
nah, I can't read them. I'm not gonna read them. I'm actually gonna switch this on now. Nothing has changed. Do we have to leave and go back in? Well, that's not helpful. Anywhere else that we need stuff for? Museum. Don't tell me. The crossroads. Go back to the crossroads. Apparently there's something there. It might be that we can't get anything else.
Note to self. Apparently, there's a museum. Those trees are more dense. It's like a forest back there.
Okay.
Those trees are. It's a fork in the road. How non-linear. It's a fork. It's a fork.
Do you have anything for here?
There's a hollow.
Something in there. Maybe. Okay, I think at this point I'm going to head back and see if he gives me a few more things.
You finally returned. Well, did you find the swamp creature? Where is he?
What swamp creature? I didn't find him.
I didn't find him.
What? You're not getting paid to wander about aimlessly, Grimoire. Get back out there.
I don't need to.
I don't need to.
Final chapter. Buggy's criminal record.
Why not? I thought he was our prime suspect.
Not anymore.
Didn't you find photographic evidence of Buggy from last night? Let me see that photo.
Okay, the black and white.
If that's not Buggy, what is it?
Present clue. Can I give any clue? Costume design.
I found designs for the costume in a trash can. Not only that, I collected all the pieces of the costume myself. Well, nearly all of them. There's still the one that...
But the footprints at the scene of the crime! How can you prove these don't belong to a real creature?
Oh, the way he's pushing it's like, did you do it? The missing page of the journal.
What's this? I thought there were no records of a footprint anywhere.
No public records. The footprints at the crime scene don't match the ones on this page. They were just a product of these slippers. A part of the costume.
But Grimoire, this costume, it doesn't have claws of any kind. How do you explain the 3 wounds on the victim's chest?
Okay, well that was the poker. Just a kind of tridenty.
The prongs match up with the wounds perfectly. The handle's even covered in slime, see?
But this swamp slime was one of the reasons Buggy became a suspect in the first place. Surely this only incriminates the creature further.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But that slime, it's not exactly what you think.
Present a clue. It's the swamp juice that kept going missing.
This stuff has an uncanny resemblance to the so-called swamp slime. A bunch of it was stolen from the storeroom of the cafe, which reminds me.
What is that exactly?
A poisoned hot dog. It's the second reason that the murderer broke into the storeroom. He put this green powder on the entire supply, just to make sure.
To make sure of what?
To make sure Remington got ill and had to return to his office.
To make sure Remington got ill and had to return to his office.
There we go.
Remington went back to his office? Alone?
Final chapter. The murder.
I've been looking through your
That was
evidence,
quick.
Grimoire. One piece in particular seems critical to me. I think we need to work
The
out.
video footage? Vincent Vanderpeer filmed it last night, at the exact moment of the murder, I believe.
Well, exactly. I think we can both agree these sounds in the background. They're essential in our mystery. Could you talk me through them? Just rearrange the descriptions on the left to match the sounds on the right. Drag them around and keep swapping until you're happy with the order. And if you want to hear the sounds again, you can tap on them.
No problem. I can always check my case file if I want to go over my notes.
But I want to get the rest of the notes. That's that one. That's the ripping, obviously. That goes there. Actually, that's that. He fires that. That's the thud. That's the clang.
I think that's it.
I was just about to read through it.
Ah, excellent.
Okay.
There's just two small details bothering me. First of all, if Remington ripped off a piece of his curtains, why wasn't it found at the crime scene? What happened to it?
The headpiece.
Turns out the murderer took that piece of fabric and concealed it inside the head of the costume.
Yes.
Then he fled the crime scene to hide all the parts in different areas of the swamp.
Do I have to remember where they were?
Well, that's my problem. If Remington fired his rifle, how did the assailant survive and manage to escape? Did Remington miss his target?
At point blank? A man of his experience? I don't think so. In fact, the answer to that question is the very last link in our chain. The one thing that has eluded me so far. I'll drag the clue items from the left onto my drawing here, and we'll see what happens when we compare the pieces I collected with the original design I found.
Oh, the body's missing. Oh, I have to... Yeah, I'm missing the body.
Wait, you never found the body piece, the torso.
You're right, and I never would have found it.
Oh, right.
Not lying around. Not like the others.
I wonder if that's what's in the side thing that Folder's keeping locked.
But what does this have to do with the murderer surviving the rifle shot?
This torso is probably made up of some thick material, something covering the culprit's entire upper body. I believe it may have even been enough to
Soften the impact from a bullet! Aha!
Exactly.
Well, let's put your theory to the test. Where is that last piece of the costume?
I think it's in the museum.
Where is that last piece of the costume?
The protest?
How? We looked everywhere. Not a single clue.
That's why he's hiding in the
Simple.
tent. Okay.
He's still wearing it.
Is he? I've not been paying attention.
I don't know what you want with me.
Ah.
Sounds like you two were smart enough to uncover the real criminal in this swamp, and lucky enough to have somebody else deal with him for you. You worked it out. He had his rifle on him. He got half a glance at me and pulled the trigger without hesitation.
But why would he do that? You were dressed as Buggy. He shouldn't be pointing his gun at a unique scientific specimen, not to mention his main attraction.
You're right. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense, does it? Not unless you're in on the secret.
Okay. Was Boggy in disguise? Okay. What? Someone forgot to tell me that so-and-so was Boggy in disguise. Was it? Oh, right. Okay. No, but the hunting photo can't be proof that Richard Remington was here to hunt Boggy. I don't think. Oh, leads me to believe. Yeah, he's here to hunt Buggy.
The hunting photo leads me to believe Richard Remington was here to hunt Boggy.
Final chapter, The Hunter and the Hunted.
A secret society, an order of hunters, seeking out mysterious and elusive creatures.
The order goes further than this one man, and much further than this one swamp.
The whole thing is kind of distressing. I knew something was wrong as soon as I stepped into that office.
I'm glad you finally come around. It's not just
But what about Remington? He was a member of this order?
He made Boggy his own personal project, his own obsession. For years he hunted the creature, the potential perfect addition to his collection.
But he owned the tourist attraction. He set it up himself, didn't he?
He did. It was just his way of forming a legal loophole. Since the area became protected, he and his friends were unable to come here for hunting anymore. Boggy's Bog was just a front for his own little game. A man pursuing a creature.
A creature that might not even exist.
And that's why Remington kept a rifle nearby at all times?
Well, exactly. He didn't want to take any chances.
Now, don't you see? I did this place a service. Did Boggy a service. That creature, he can live in peace again.
Can he? You tried to frame him for murder. You wanted everyone to think he was some kind of ruthless predator?
Well, think about it. Once he became suspected of murder, they'd have no choice but to shut this whole place down. Everyone would finally realize they had no business here.
But he's not a killer.
But he's not a killer. You're the one who...
Detective,
It's
finished. Well, don't be angry. You should be glad. It's finally time to leave the swamp. You have another job to do.
I don't know.
Not that it makes any difference to somebody like you, but I never intended to kill him. Just to scare him. Convince him Boggy wasn't going to let him live here in peace any longer. But, true to form, he had his rifle on him. You worked out the rest yourself.
It makes a difference.
It makes a difference.
Well, Mr. Everstone, I'm afraid you'll still have to come with us. Fortunately, there's a police station just a few miles down.
Hey, wait!
Uh-oh. I'm guessing that's Boggy. Oh dear. Hello. Depending on what country you're in, I may have saved you from a death sentence. You're welcome.
Aha!
Looks like you solved more than one mystery tonight.
And I'm guessing that's all, folks. Okay, there we go. So we got the end of that. I'm kind of annoyed because I don't know what I missed for the end with the museum. Maybe it's just my brain, but I think the kind of little puzzles they had were a little too easy for me. It feels very... Oh my goodness, how quickly you rushing through these credits. Bless those people. Not getting any respect from the credits. But,
Grimoire.
hello.
Well, what did they decide to do?
We had Mr. Everstone questioned. He was happy to tell us everything he knew. A number of rumors going around the department have been confirmed.
And Remington's office?
Searched down to the last detail. And, well, we agree with you, but I know what you're thinking. I'd love to put an end to it, just the same as you. But there's always...
Are we going after them?
We'd better be.
Yay, little girl. Woo. To be continued, eh? That could be interesting. Well, this came out in 2014. I don't know if there's been another one. Well, clearly I'm not paying attention. What achievements have we got? We missed... Oh, no, we missed 3 of them. I'm assuming one of them is getting everything. That's annoying. Oh, well. If I play, can I go back to this? I can go back to this. Admittedly, that would probably be... Let's try and see if we can get the museum. But, I can just babble on. It's been fun kind of working through it. I think my only frustration is there seems to be like I need to find a key
There's
for
a
this.
little door in the wall.
It's locked though, yes. But that seems to be the thing we need.
I don't think it's a window. This side of the museum.
I can't seem to get in there, is the problem. I if I look at my notes, I think the museum's the only thing we're missing something on, isn't it? Oh no, the crossroads as well. It seems like I need to have some items that I can use. I don't know if there's like a slight problem with that. Hello.
There's less light back there.
So, hang on. So if I head back to the crossroads. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been kind of enjoyable. I think, in a way, I'm kind of frustrated that the logic puzzles and the kind of little, kind of almost deduction-y things are so logical.
There's a hollow part of the tree right at the front.
That they're kind of a bit frustrating. Not because... what if I change this? That's not
Non-suspicious.
I wonder if it changes based on who you're more suspicious of. I don't think so. I think we'll just leave it. But yeah, I've enjoyed this. I think it'd probably be. Let's just head back to the menu. Yeah, I think I just found some of the puzzles too easy, but that may just be me. I think the music's been great. I think pretty much all of the voice acting's been great, or at least good. I think the problem with voice acting and music is it's very easy not to talk about them if they're good, especially background music. You kind of don't want to have it be something that's obvious and noticeable, because then you're taking away from kind of the rest of the kind of experience, and that's true with all kinds of different things, video games, films, TV, whatever. But yeah, I think the music's been good. The gameplay's been good. I think I'm kind of frustrated by the fact I don't know how I've not gotten the 100%, the kind of the full 100% for everything. I don't know what I'm missing in the museum. I don't know what I'm missing about Folder. Maybe if I went around and asked everyone about everything. I mean, are there any like I've got all of the items sorted. I'm only missing the one in the museum and the one in the crossroads. But I don't think there's anything I can do to spot and have a look in the crossroads, because they don't want to spoil the ending where you get your hat back and everything. And I can't see what to do with the museum other than try and find that key to get in. So I think that's something that's kind of bugging me, but maybe that's something you can, if you, maybe that's just kind of the difference of, because, I mean, no, a few achievements, it's just these. Complete the game, get inside the tent. I could actually, let's see what Steam says. I don't know if you can see Steam. Draw a cute ghost in your notebook, haunt the swamp. Complete the game 100% due diligence, full suspicion on the culprit, not on anyone else. So, if I go back, no, I don't want to jump through that, because that's like 3 different little chapters, and you got to get everything right for it. I think I'm not a fan of that achievement, because I knew who it was. I was fairly confident of it. Even with the little kind of hints, kind of sowing of seeds. And I think when we met him, I felt it was quite obvious it was him. And I felt it might have been a red herring, but it wasn't. There we go. So, yeah, just fun game. Not sure about the puzzles. I mean, this is another kind of detective-y game that I kind of wouldn't mind seeing the sequel to. I don't know if there has been a sequel to this. My only frustration is it feels like... I think I mentioned at the beginning, it feels like a bit like a mobile game, like a phone game, that they've then ported to the PC, and so it feels a little kind of lacking because of that. Like, they could have pushed this a bit further as a PC title. And I think that might be kind of the other problem I had with the puzzles, which for me were quite logical and quite obvious. Obvious is better than a word than logical. And I don't want to... I think in general, phone game players are more casual video gamers than people who play on PC. And so maybe they've aimed primarily for the phone market, so they've gone with simpler puzzles and easier puzzles, because that's the market they're going for. As I said, fun game, like the story. I kind of want to see what happens next, dealing with this order of and trying to protect these kind of cryptozoological creatures. I mean, that could be interesting, just trying to see what's going on. But it's I think that's kind of it. Is I like the story, I like the music, I like the voice acting. My only real issue was the puzzles. So hopefully they can kind of push the difficulty up if they do a sequel. I mean, yeah, that's what I'd like to see. But yes, there we go. Detective Grimoire. Done in one sitting. Yay. Woo. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for watching.